going down? It is your boy, Studio MacGyver, and you are listening to Studio MacGyver's Dragonball and Video Game Podcast. This podcast is a little bit late. I apologize for that, guys. There was a family emergency Sunday night. Couldn't have come at a worse time. I had literally just sat down to record this podcast, and I got a phone call, and man, I had to go to the hospital. Oh man, it was a crazy night. Didn't leave the hospital till like 6 a.m, something like that, and just lost a whole half a fucking day behind it. Hate hospitals, man, always will. But that's another story. The good thing is, no bad news came out of this emergency. Everything got worked out, so that's a good thing. But I still had to deliver you guys a podcast, and I had to get it done. And even after all of that, I still had a couple obstacles just trying to find the time. As I told you guys before, a lot of my listeners know, I have a 5-year-old kid, and he's very hard to plan around sometimes, because, he'll just walk in the room and he'll just interrupt, and he doesn't know, what I'm doing. He doesn't know that, it's very, I have to be very strategic when I record, and how delicate, the recording process is, and all of that shit, man. He doesn't know that. So he comes and goes, and, he doesn't know. So I have to make sure he's asleep. I have to make sure, all of that stuff is perfect. I have to make sure everybody's kind of doing their thing, so I will not be disturbed. But, I'm here now. Everybody's asleep, and this is the best time for me to record. And this is usually when I do record. So here is the show, guys. Today, I'm going to talk about a few things. I want to talk a little bit about Xenoverse 2. Gonna touch on that. Gonna touch on some Shinobi Striker, the game that is coming out very, very soon. All you Naruto fans, man, including myself, have been really wondering about this game, man. So I'm gonna get into that a little bit. Also, we're gonna brush up on the Neo Geo Mini. Like, everybody's doing this mini thing now, man. Everybody who's ever had a system, it seems like they're trying to put some shit out there of their own, taking us back to, the heydays of whenever their console was alive and kicking. But talk a little bit about that, and then My Hero Academia, just a little bit of love on that. I guess I can start with My Hero real quick. Basically, the movie came out last week. It's had rave reviews, and overseas, of course, it came out. It hasn't came out here, but we are slated to get this in select theaters September 25th. So I think that's a pretty dope thing, man, because like I said, more and more you're starting to see more anime make it to the States. Dragon Ball is universally praised and known. It's kind of like the McDonald's of the anime in America. And then, Naruto tends to be the Burger King, like the second. I'm not saying that it's a better series. That's just how it is. And that's just how everybody, more people are familiar with Dragon Ball than Naruto. And that's just what it is. But it's still all good. But now when you hear, like My Hero Academia coming to select theaters, you start to turn your head a little bit and wonder, like, okay, well, what seems to be happening is the trend is starting to gain some momentum, and the shit looks to be, it's a good thing, man, for anime lovers. I mean, because I remember when they did Resurrection of F like that. It came out, it was in select theaters for a short period of time, and you had a chance to go see it. You could plan to go see it or whatever, but now Dragon Ball is taking that next step to where it's gonna be available, in theaters out here, not just select theaters. I think it is gonna be a national release, and the longer that this happens, and as more time goes by, and as as anime continues to gain traction out here in the States, I mean, we're going to see more and more of this happening. And I couldn't be happier to hear that news, man. You know what I mean? And I'm sure a lot of us out there listening feels the same fucking way. Anime has a super, super huge place in my life. And I'm sure a lot of you guys listening, and to hear that, you know, that type of news is a good thing because, you know, we don't have to wait as long. I mean, back in the day, man, I remember, you know, I started watching anime when it was fucking taboo. Like when Dragonball, you know, nobody knew what it was. I had the book covers and people were looking at me like I was fucking orange. You know what I mean? But, you know, those days are coming to an end, man. As more time that goes by, we're putting that in the trash, and we're accepting of the nerd culture, man. More and more people, it's like it's cool now to actually like anime in a lot of different circles. And you know, that's a beautiful thing as well. I'll be rocking anime whether it was or not. Like I said, I was rocking it before it was cool, before half the people even knew what it was. But now it's come and done a complete, you know, 180. Now we're in the limelight, and when I hear, you know, about a series like My Hero Academia coming to the States now, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful fucking thing, and I'm happy that it's happening. It's good, man. It's all good, and like I said, I can't wait to see it. It's got rave reviews, and there's some American viewers who have seen it, and they're saying the same thing. So, yeah, man, when it comes out here, I will definitely be punching that ticket. So that's that My Hero Academia quick news for you guys, right quick. Oh, sorry about that. I hit my fucking mic, but that's here nor there. Next, let's jump into the Neo Geo, man. The Neo Geo Mini. Now, I was a big Neo Geo guy back in the day, man. I still have a Neo Geo Pocket. There's Neo Geo was just, I thought was a dope system, especially for fighting games, man, because I love fighting games, and Neo Geo, you know, I have so many wonderful memories of titles from Neo Geo, the series, man. And they didn't do just fighting games, but that was like their bread and butter, the fighting games. But they also had other cool games, man. You know, the Metal Slug series was, I think we all, you know a little something about Metal Slug, man. That shit was just awesome. I don't know. I love sprite-based graphics. I always have, and Neo Geo always did an excellent job with their arcade in their system. They were just really, really high, man, overpriced. They were. I remember back in the day, man. Like, if you had a Neo Geo system, then you had some dough. You know, most people, you know, didn't have the Neo Geo because it was a fucking arm and a leg, man. Those big ass cartridges and everything. It looked cool as fuck. I always wanted one, but I just never had enough money to actually own the system, the main mega system that they had. You know, it was a trip. But their games, though, I mean, you know, Samurai Showdown. I loved Samurai Showdown, man. Loved it. All the King of Fighters, the King of Fighters series, man, was epic. I mean, they're synonymous with those games. One of my favorite fighting games to this day of all time is Garo, Mark of the Wolf. That game right there is just the shit. I just love that game. Yeah, man. If you don't know who Butts is, then we don't have anything to talk about. But if you do, then hey, I see you, and I hope you see me. You know what I mean? Butts. If you know who Butts is, that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say anything else. Google it. Do whatever you want to do, man. Holler at your boy on Twitter. Let me know. Send me a pic on Twitter, man, and of Butts. And, you know, and then we can chop it up. But, yeah, Neo Geo Mini, man, they are releasing this system. It's pretty dope. It looks like a little mini arcade, man. It's got, you know, it's got 4 buttons on it. It's got the little analog, which is not a clicking analog stick by like the arcade stick, if you will. But it also has well, you can connect it to your TV. It's got an HDMI port, but it doesn't come with any power sources or anything. It comes with the main piece, and you have to supply your own power source and pretty much your controllers. But you can put controllers on the side. There's controller slots where you can put on the side, so you can basically plug it into your TV, HD it up, and then, if you have two controllers, you can fight a friend, or you can just play arcade. It comes native in Japan, but you can change the language to English. I don't know about any other language, but I know English is available on that, and it's $100. You know what I mean? That's something that, I'm kind of considering doing, man. Eventually, that is pretty dope. I haven't seen all the titles. I know it's got a nice chunk of games on there that it comes with. So I want to say, just off the top of my head, it's at least 25 to 30 games. At least, I think more, but I don't know exactly how many games on there. I would have to double check. I just got this information, not too long ago, so I just wanted to fit this in the podcast. But I just thought it was cool that there is, out of all the systems, you got the Nintendo, you got the Super Nintendo, and I think you got people talking about now the Nintendo 64 doing one coming soon. Now you got, Neo Geo doing it, and out of all those systems that we just talked about, and then there's Sega that I think is gonna do one too. Sega and Neo Geo, man, those two right there are my top ones. Now, don't get it twisted. Nintendo, it would be nice to have those too, but Nintendo, man, they're kind of shady with a lot of shit. I'm just keeping it real. They didn't put out enough of them. I remember when it first came out, everybody was scrambling trying to find one, and it was just, I don't know what they were trying to do, what they were trying to prove, but I don't know. That Neo Geo Mini is pretty dope, though. If you guys haven't seen it, definitely check it out. Definitely tell me what you think about it. It's something that, I would fucking, consider buying. Yeah, I just wanted to brush up on that. That is the Neo Geo Mini. Slated for $100 or so. Don't know the release date yet. It may even be out now. Fuck. You guys are going to have to forgive me on some of my facts right now, because, man, I'm kind of out of it tonight, man. Like I said, the last couple of days have been crazy, just crazy all over the place. And I wanted to do this podcast because, there was a few things to talk about, and I wanted to put something out there for you guys to fuck with. So hopefully next week's podcast will be a lot smoother, a lot, like it usually is. And I'm more relaxed or whatnot. And I'm not a fucking basket case, but, that's your Neo Geo news, and we're going to move on to something else. Now, I want to talk about Shinobi Striker. I think we all know now that, I love me some Naruto, the series as a whole, everything about it. Boruto is definitely awesome as well. And, I remember seeing footage when they had first announced Shinobi Striker. I remember it well. And I remember all the YouTubers that I fuck with, and, these guys, had early betas, and, they had the ins and outs of everything. And, in my opinion, when a lot of the footage started showing up, I wasn't really feeling it. Honestly, it was like, I didn't know, we didn't have much to go by. It was just it was like Naruto and a couple other characters just running around a map, trying to grab a flag and not get caught. I mean, that's basically what I thought it was. And I was like, yo, I want to like this game. I really, really do, because I love Naruto, but you got to give me something more here. You know what I mean? So, time went on, months went by or whatever. And, recently, since the game's coming out in August, at the end of August 30th is when it drops. I had a little dilemma, you know what I mean? And I'm like, I finally saw and brushed up on the newest footage that I could find. And there's a lot of new additions, and there's a lot of reasons for me to be excited about this game. There's a couple things in there that's got me a little worried, though, and I'm going to mention those as well. But for the most part, man, right now, currently we have, I think, 22 characters available that we know are going to be in the game. And these are just characters from, the series in general. Most of them we know and love. I guess they're trying to do some of the most popular ones or whatever, but there's some missing that, if you ask me, hopefully they'll be making an appearance, and we just don't know right now. They just haven't been announced, but we shall see. But a lot of my favorites are on there. Kakashi's my favorite Naruto character of all time. And, he's on there. You can't go wrong with Kakashi. Period. You got, Naruto and Sasuke for sure. And Team 7. Of course, you got Baruto. I think you got Sarada and Mitsuki in there as well for the new Team 7. My boy Kasame is definitely in this game, and I'm glad he's in there. Most of Akatsuki is in this game. You know what I mean? Tachi. Most of these guys, I think Hidan is in there too, I want to say. But Pain, of course. Most of these guys are in here. But, there's a lot of ninja in Naruto, man. A lot of dope ninja. And, I can understand why everybody would make the cut, because there are so many. That's kind of a curse, because there's so many good characters in that show. I mean, fuck, you would have to have a nice fat roster. You could probably easily put 60 to 75, ninja in this game, man. There's so many. Like I said, I'm watching Naruto again. I'm just finishing up Naruto, and I'll be jumping on Shippuden like pretty soon, like literally within a couple days. I start Shippuden again, the English dub, and then by the time I finish that, when I get to the end of Shippuden, towards the tail end of it, the English dub will be finally finished. I think we're a few months out. I think we had another one coming up, I think it's coming out this month. I can't remember, but there's another a DVD set coming out, and we're coming up on the final episodes of the dub finally. But yeah, I'm like I said, I'm taking my time with the series this time. I'm not gonna binge it. I'm gonna watch me 2-3 episodes a day. On average, this is probably what I'll do before I go to bed, and then just watch it again and get back into it or whatever. And some things will probably come back and click to me, and I'll catch things that I didn't catch the first time, because my brain was like, it was fried, because I binged it all. And at the same time, all of Shippuden was watched on Crunchyroll, and Crunchyroll, everything was in subs. So I was reading everything. So my brain was just fried. So hopefully now in the second playthrough with English, I can some things will start clicking more, and I'll start remembering more things or whatever. And, we can get into it, but brings me back to, let me get back to, Shinobi Striker real quick. There's a lot of good things to like about this game. I mean, it's kind of like a Xenoverse game, just with Naruto characters, man. I mean, you get to make your own avatar. There's all kinds of jutsu you can pick. Everything's divided into 4 different types. I think you have your defense type, you have your long range type, you have your, I guess, your healing type, and then you have, I guess, your attack type. So within those 4 types, under them there are a certain amount of jutsu in the game, and they split them 4 ways. And basically, if you pick a defense, these moves or these versions of jutsu fall up under this umbrella of under a defensive type, and so on and so forth. That goes for every type. And same thing with summoning jutsus, because there's summoning jutsus in this game as well. There's a lot of dope shit to if you're a Naruto fan, to fucking be excited about. Don't get it twisted. I really want to play this. I really want this game. And the customization is supposed to be fairly deep as well. Like I said, we don't know everything. We know a lot, but we don't know everything. And I think they're holding some stuff back. This is Bandai Namco, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And so, they're probably holding some shit back. But I don't want them to, I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say is, let me give you a perfect example. There's weapons included in this game. Okay, so in other words, you can actually select a weapon for your avatar, and the weapons that we've seen right now, I think, are a handful of weapons only. I think there's only been like 5 confirmed right now. We have shark skin from Kasame. We have the kunai from Kakashi. I think we have Sasuke sword, and what else? I think Hidan's weapon as well is in here. But like I said, there's only literally 5 or 6 weapons right now, and I'm like, that's not really enough for me. yeah, there's only I'm gonna need a little bit more when it comes to the weapon selection, man. You know what I mean? And hopefully we get that. Hopefully we get that variety in there. I don't know if it's gonna be DLC or if they're just holding back on us, but I'm still waiting to see like everything there. I know a couple of friends that's already paid for it and they've already pre-ordered and they're getting it. And you know, I think I'm gonna get it, but Spider-Man is coming out a week later. The following week, Spider-Man drops, and you know I have to play Spider-Man. And you know, when you're limited with money, sometimes you come to that crossroad. You're like, "Fuck, man, I got enough for one right now. Which one is it gonna be?" And for me, right now, it's Spider-Man. And I say that because I know the Spider-Man, the hype train is real with Spider-Man. I know Spider-Man is gonna be just, you know, I'm a little questionable on this game. And the only thing that's keeping it alive is the fact that, you know, I'm just trying to have faith because being a fan of the series, I'm trying to, you know, trying to see. I'll eventually get it one way or the other. But, you know, the Avatar thing, man, is, you know, I need to know a little bit more. I'm a stickler. And I say this, guys, if you listen to my podcast, you know, I love customization. Anything that has to do with customization, any kind of game, you know, that's half the fun for me. So I need to know that this game is what that is. And I think it will be, especially for fans of the series. I mean, I think me being a fan is going to be enough to, you know, satisfy me and have some pretty good plays with this game. But there's one thing that I haven't brought up yet, and I'm about to bring it up now. And this is something that, you know, happens. This is an issue in gaming that is hard to escape for a lot of games, especially a lot of online games, man. And I'm gonna and that two piece word is netcode. Yes, the fucking netcode. Lots and lots of people have complained about the netcode, and they're worried about how that's gonna work. I guess there's a point in the game where basically you can kind of fall down this pit, and those usually are in every map. So you know, most maps have this pit, and if you don't jump jump right, double jump or whatever, you can easily fall down that pit and then you die. But people have been basically saying that with the netcode, it's making it very, very easy sometimes to die and fall off those pits without even it being their fault, you know, and that's just one aspect of it. But like I said, we'll see what that netcode is like, because right now they're currently still trying to get the Xenoverse 2 netcode down and get that down right. So it's like, fuck, man. I mean, and you know, we're waiting on that in the next update. That's what they claim is going to happen. But I'll get to Xenoverse in a second. Right now, you know, Shinobi Striker is on the list, and we're going to talk about that a little bit longer. But yeah, I want to play this game. I'm excited to play. The graphics are amazing. The graphics look great. The character designs, character models look excellent. The jitsus and everything like that around the screen, it looks fucking awesome. I'm just trying to see what else it holds. I know there's Capture the Flag and there's other game modes as well. Another thing that I really like about this game that I heard is the fact that there's an offline mode. There's a single player mode. So, you know, to learn a lot of these jitsus, you have to take a mentor, and they have to teach you, kind of like Xenoverse again, like I said. And you know, once you learn it or whatever, you know, you get gifted with different jitsus from that instructor or that mentor, and you know, they send you on quests and they have you do certain things. And one of those things is there's actually boss fights. There's team boss fights. So you go out with your team and you're fighting, you know, what looks to be summoned characters. So these guys are big. They take up half the fucking screen, and you know, and I'm sure there's going to be some regular size opponents or whatnot as well. Like I said, that's a cool thing. I was wondering if they were going to have a single player, or if there's going to be an offline mode where you can play and where you can learn everything before you went out there in those Shinobi Striker streets. And apparently you can. So I'm very excited about that. That definitely makes me smile, brings a smile to my face. Now, you know, my only other gripe that, you know, it might not even be a gripe when the game drops because we just don't know yet. But as far as the weapon selection, man, they've got to have more weapon selection in this game, man. One thing I really hope that they put in this game is a ninja star, basically a giant sized ninja star. I can't remember what ninja had it in Naruto, but he actually wore it on his back. It was a giant fucking ninja star, and that was his weapon of choice. And you know, he wielded it, he threw it, you know, but that he wore it on his back like a fucking backpack. And I hope to God that they have something like that. That would be fucking dope. A lot of the cosmetic things I did see that I did fucking get excited about was the Salamander's mask. The gas mask is in here. He's one of my favorite ninja, and he's one of my top 5 characters in Naruto. He's like, yeah, he was a dope. I thought he was a dope ass ninja, man. He had poison, was a big thing of his, and he wore this gas mask, and he was an awesome ninja in my opinion. His mask is in the game. But when I saw the Anbu Black Ops masks, I was like, oh, okay. Oh shit. It's going down. And you know, if you guys know or don't know, the Anbu Black Ops, that's my favorite organization, in Naruto, the whole Naruto, universe. You know, a lot of people like the Akatsuki, a lot of people like, you know, the different cliques, Team 7, whatever, you know, you have your own specific groups that you fuck with, you know, Pain and his clique, you got, you know, all these, but I'm an Anbu guy. I loved Anbu Black Ops, man. I love the, you know, case in point also because, you know, my favorite character Kakashi was a member of that organization, and then like some of the dopest characters were members of that organization, man. Come on, Itachi, you know what I mean? You can't hate that, you know what I mean? These guys, you know, Sisui, these motherfuckers were wet out here in these streets, and they were getting it done. And these motherfuckers were child ninja prodigy, man. Most of these guys I just named, you know what I mean? The creme de la creme. These motherfuckers was doing, you know, S-rank missions, you know what I'm saying, before the age of 12 and shit. So yeah, man, they're just a dope organization, period, in my opinion. I like the fact that they, you know, they have masks to, you know, the one fuckers knowing them, and they're just the creme de la creme of the ninja. They're the best, and not everybody can join because they don't have the temperament. Everybody doesn't have that temperament, and when I say that, I mean everybody can't just say, okay, my mission is to kill this person or kill that person with no hesitation and keep it moving. Everybody can't do that. Mike Guy couldn't do that, but that's another story. That is my organization. Apparently you can make that a reality for your avatar in this game, and that's probably going to be one of the single most reasons why I do pick the game up. I just want to see, you know, what my character looks like out there doing his thing. And yeah, man, but you know, there's, like I said, the net code is something to look forward to find out if it's gonna play right. And then we have you know, a couple other issues, like I said, the customization. Now, as far as everything else, you know, cosmetically, everything else is cool. Everything else is, you know, on point. It's just the weapons. I just need to see a little bit more variety in the weapons. We need more weapons than like 5 weapons. There's so many weapons in the world of Naruto, man, that they could fucking they could make, or, you know, and they probably do. They probably did. They're just waiting, you know, a lot of it's probably DLC, like I said, but a lot of it, you know, they just updates and everything like that. But when day 1 launch comes, I want to know what's available, and I'd like to have more than 5 to 6 weapons to choose for your avatar, because everything else seems to be pretty stacked as far as hairstyles, as far as outfits and everything like that. So, you know, go on and put the weapons, you know, up there as well. Let's make everything even. Let's make everything balanced. That's just how I feel about it. I'm going to put the money on the table and walk away. And that's it for Shinobi Striker, man. I mean, it comes out August 30th. I mean, that's the basics of what I know about the game right now. Yeah, so tell me what you guys think. Fuck with me on Twitter. I mean, I actually posted something earlier today about the game, wondering who's picking it up. If you're gonna pick it up, man, let me know. Let me know why you want to pick it up, and we can talk about it. I'm gonna move on now, and the last subject that I want to talk about is going to be the Xenoverse 2 updates and the news and all of that shit, man, surrounding that game. I am about to pick that back up. Matter of fact, I just re-downloaded it today, and I'm gonna start playing it again because I want to play with some of the new updates that I didn't get a chance to play with and mess with, because like I said, I put it down a long time ago, and hadn't played it in some time. So there's been updates and everything like that. So one of the updates, that I wanted to get into was, Jiren is one of my favorite characters in Dragon Ball Super, and I wanted to try him out. So I just did a little research and on Jiren as a character in the game or whatever, and they completely muffed it on him, man. They completely fucked him out of the game. And when I say that, I mean they did not give him the respect I felt he deserved as a character. When I looked at his move set and everything like that, I was like, wow, okay. They put him in a fucking factory. They gave him a couple moves, and that were his own, and then they kind of just, that's it. Meteor Crash. I mean, come on, man. They gave him fucking Meteor Crash. If you guys, Xenoverse players, know what the fuck I'm talking about, man. And then his ultimate, I mean, that shit is so hard to fucking pull off. I mean, the stipulations behind that is crazy. You're not gonna get that shit off in PvP. Nobody's letting you get that off, man. I mean, so I'm like, okay. So I said, okay, wait a minute. Before I jump the gun, let me see what else is going on, because I heard that, your mentors or whatnot, you can take characters who are mentors, and you can basically make them a whole brand new character. You can customize them, you know what I mean? And make them better and give them different moves or whatever. And I said, cool, that shit ought to be dope. Let's get into it, Jiren. But Jiren was not, he's not a mentor. Yeah, so he can't, he's stuck with those moves. He's stuck with some of the same shit. And so I was like, oh, that's fucked up. I was a little let down by that. I really was. I was a little let down by that. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, man, I was a little hurt. I felt that, they didn't give him due justice, man. So I won't be really playing with Jiren, man. I don't think I won't be playing with him often. You know what I'm saying? I can't, if he can't get right, I can't do it. I hope they bring him into, Dragon Ball Fighters and give him a little bit more, I'm sure they'll definitely take care of him in Dragon Ball Fighters for sure. But they kind of I think they kind of felt like they just threw him together, man, and put him out there in those Xenoverse streets. But that's just me. But one good thing came out of this. Tien Shinhan will be, he will definitely be worked on, taken to the drawing board, and there's going to be some things changed up on him, man. That's one thing I can get out of it. Matter of fact, I was kind of trying to work out some of those kinks earlier tonight. I'm thinking about throwing his purple, his gi pants and making them purple, from the Dragonball days, when he was training to be an assassin, and he was really a bad motherfucker back then. And, that's when people cared. That's when Toriyama gave a fuck about him, when he had his own saga and all of that shit. I'm thinking about going there with Tien Shinhan. So he's his mentor, so I can edit him up, and, I'm going to do that. If I can't get Jiren, and then I'm going to see if Frieza, I can't remember if Golden Frieza was a mentor or not. I can't fucking remember. Can you guys remember? If you do, help me out with that. Can you guys send me a fucking email or hit me on Twitter and let me know? At Studio MacGyver on Twitter, man. Let me know. I can't remember. I'll be looking into that in the next couple of days as well. But yeah, that's here nor there. Yeah, man, that's where I'm at right now in Xenoverse 2, trying to get back into it, trying to figure out how to play it again, because, you got to get that muscle memory back. I am let down by the Jiren thing. And, nobody really knows, even when this 7th DLC is coming, which is going to be Kefla and Super Baby Vegeta, which Super Baby Vegeta looks awesome. We haven't even seen any Kefla gameplay yet. So it can't be like right around the corner. It might be this month, probably the end of this month, but it's not like, I don't see it coming like in the next few days or anything like that, because we haven't seen any Kefla, anything really with her yet. So I got a friend that's really loves some Kefla, and he said when the Kefla comes out, he'll definitely be jumping back on the game. And he had some fucking hands too. He had some fucking hands in Xenoverse. I will not lie about that. We might even hear him on his podcast, in the next few weeks. debating some stuff, man, because he's a huge Dragon Ball fan. So we'll definitely have him in the building, or try to get him on the show. But anyway, yeah, man. I mean, they're doing a lot of shit though. I might have to give them kudos in a sense for what they're doing with Xenoverse, man. I mean, they're really stretching this shit out, and then to add more news to the pot, they're also coming out with an 8th DLC. Yes, there's another fucking DLC already in the works, man. 2 characters for sure, and we don't know who they are. They're mystery characters. Everybody's claiming it's going to be Topo, and I don't know who the other guy's going to be. And there's been whispers in the wind talking about it could be PyCon. But I don't know, man. We will see. But it is coming. They're claiming it's going to be in the winter time, so somewhere, anywhere from probably November, December, or something like that. We could even get it in October, who knows. But it is coming. It is real. It has been confirmed. The 7th DLC is not even out yet, and we already got confirmation of an 8th one coming out. So I mean, what does that tell you? I mean, Xenoverse is still alive and kicking. There's still a lot of people who are out here playing it, and rightfully so, I guess. I mean, and hopefully that Shinobi Striker gets that same kind of love, that same kind of community behind it, and it can be something special. Plus, they also said something about they're going to be doing a lot of different changes, over 100 different, changes to moves and stuff. So they're going to be nerfing, they're going to be buffing, they're going to be doing all kinds of shit, man. So get ready for a major, major overhaul if you are a major player in Xenoverse 2, man. So yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm excited to get back to that game. I mean, there's a lot of spammers out there. There's a lot of, there's a lot of broken parts to this game, but it's fun. And, half the battle is trying to figure out how to outsmart those spammers and trying to do those things. And it's just fun playing, with Dragon Ball characters out there in those digital streets, just working your magic, working your jelly, whatever, and just having a ball, man. So yeah, that's the news on Xenoverse 2, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. That's pretty much the show. I want to let everybody know that this show is definitely sponsored by Beautiful Nerds. Beautiful Nerds is a website where you can go and you can get all kinds of dope gear. Basically anything gaming or anything anime related, man. I mean, t-shirts, hats, hoodies, beanies. It's finna get cold pretty soon. Summer's almost over. All the cool shit, man. They got some dope shit. So definitely check out Beautiful Nerds. It's www.beautifulnerds.com. Nerds is spelled N-U-R-D-Z. That's www.beautifulnerds.com, guys. Check them out if you want that gear. Okay, I'll be wearing it. I'm going to be revamping my YouTube channel here soon in September. So you guys are going to definitely see me wearing some stuff, man. I got a nice ass Humble Black Ops shirt from there, and I fucking love it. One of my favorite shirts, man. But anyway, that's going to do it for the show, guys. I want to thank you guys for listening. I also want to thank you guys for bearing with me on this late podcast, because I usually put them out on Mondays, and you won't be getting this until sometime Tuesday. But things in life happen. I'm sure we all know that, and it's not going to stop the ball from rolling, though. It's not going to stop me from putting out content and getting into this realness out here. So with that being said, guys, thank you all for listening, and thank you for the comments, and thank you for, the interactions and stuff on the channel, with me on, social media, and just letting me know that you guys are here. And when I read my stats and I read who's downloading the shows and who's watching the shows, it brings a joy to my fucking heart. I'm not lying to you guys. It brings joy to my heart to know that I'm not just talking into this microphone for nothing. Even though I would do it for nothing. It's good to know that people out there actually care about what the fuck I'm talking about, and actually agree with some of the things. Even if you disagree, you just want to listen and you just want to kind of debate me, shadow debate me or whatever. You know what I mean? It's cool. I just love that. You know what I mean? So thank you all. I love you very much. And that's going to do show. You have been listening to Studio MacGyver's Dragon Ball and Video Game Podcast. See you next time.